resource person on meetings. Today is the day two of this faculty development program. The topic is AI assisted research writing, research papers, books, thesis, and the applications of large language models. Yesterday we had two great sessions. Today we have another three sessions in line. We would be starting with Professor Gurpreet Kaur, but the host for today is Dr. Razina. I request Dr. Razina to please continue the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to you all. I'm Dr. Razina, Assistant Professor in the Department of Commerce at NOPA University, and it's my privilege to serve as a session coordinator for today's program. On behalf of organizing committee, I extend my sincere gratitude to each and everyone for joining day two of faculty development program on AI assisted research writing, research papers, books, theses, and application of large language models. I hope yesterday's sessions provided valuable insights into AI assisted research and inspired all of us to explore innovative approaches to academic writing. Today's session are carefully designed to take us a step forward from structuring high quality manuscripts to refining methodology and mastering prompt engineering research output. Without further delay, let us begin with the first technical session. It's my privilege to introduce our first distinguished resource person, Dr. Gurpreet Kaur. Dr. Gurpreet Kaur is a distinguished expert in human resource management and organization development with over 20 years of academic and professional experience, currently serving as Associate Professor at Department of Management, Rukmini Devi Institute of Advanced Studies, Delhi. Her scholarly contributions include numerous publications in Scopus and Web of Science Index Journal, as well as chapter in edited books published in reputed international publishers. She is actively presented papers at several national and international conferences, reflecting sustained engagement with contemporary research and academic excellence. Adding to her impressive credentials, Dr. Gurpreet has earned government-recognized certification from Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, demonstrating her commitment to lifelong learning and professional excellence. Her training methodology effectively combines empirical research, case-based learning, and strategic HR frameworks, enabling participants to translate theoretical concepts into practical outcomes. Today, she will be delivering a session on structuring manuscript and drafting abstracts with AI. Ma'am, it's our honor to have with us today. I invite Dr. Gurpreet Kaur, kindly take over the session.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Junaid Ahmed, sir, for giving me the opportunity related to this FDP as a speaker. And a very good afternoon to everyone. It's my pleasure to be a part of this FDP program. And my topic related to the same is structuring manuscript and drafting the abstracts with AI. So I'm just sharing my slide. Is this visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, sir. So shall I start with the
Too
set?
close to the screen, or rather, we cannot see you properly.
Yes, sir.
You are too close to the screen, I suppose. We cannot see you, but yes, the video is on.
Okay. Okay. So
But
shall
your
I?
screen is visible. Yes, we can continue now.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, let me introduce myself. A short description related to the same. I'm Dr. Gurpreet Kaur, Associate Professor at RDIS, Rukmini Devi Institute of Advanced Studies. And today I'm just covering the topic that is structuring the manuscript and drafting the abstract related to AI. Research today is not merely related to conducting the studies or communicating the things through publication. It is more than that. Many high quality studies are rejected because of poor structured abstract, and manuscripts. Artificial intelligence has emerged a valuable research assistant. So it can be helping in generating the ideas, improving the academic writing, summarizing the literature, drafting abstract, and redefining the manuscript. However, AI cannot replace the researcher, but it definitely enhance our efficiency. To make today's session practical, I will use one research topic throughout the presentation so that we can connect the topic with that example only. Okay, so the topic example is the topic related to the same is impact of stress on research scholars. For example, using one example, I will be covering the different slides. Okay, starting with the first thing, that is why manuscript writing matters. So imagine you have completed an excellent research study on stress among the research scholars. Okay, you have collected the data of more than 300 PhD scholars and analyzed the data, discovered the stress, that how it is going to impact on the research productivity and mental well-being. So, will your research create an impact related to um, if it remains to your computer only? The answer is absolutely not. Research create values when it is communicated through the publications. So, publication is important. A manuscript allows researcher to share the knowledge with the academic community and contribute in evidence-based decision making through professional reputation also. It includes obtaining the funding opportunities also, supporting the institutional rankings also. However, journals expect manuscripts that need to be original, that need to be, ethically prepared, logically structured, and evidence-based. So all these things are the part of this content. Okay. 1 minute, just, yeah. If the screen is visible to you, I don't know, there is a,
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
okay, fine. You're right. So the common challenges which we are facing nowadays as a researcher, that is how we use AI, how AI can help in our research. Okay. So there are few things that we need to keep in mind when we are doing research or when we are writing the abstract. The first thing is when point by point, I'm just explaining you that finding a research topic, for example. Okay. So for that, AI is going to help you related to suggesting the emerging research areas, like different areas are there related to Indian knowledge system is there, impact of AI on students is there, contemporary issues are there. So identifying the research gap, first of all, through the help of the AI, we can try to find out the research areas with the research gaps and refine the ideas. In case of literature review, we can summarize the research papers, compare the studies, and identify the different themes. So literature review is all about collecting the data through the past records and just summarizing the things in a very professional way, in a very polished way, and comparing the studies from last 5 years, 3 years, and identifying the basic theme. Then we have structuring the manuscript. We need to generate Imbrad-based outlines that we'll be covering in the next slide, okay? And section-wise content and suggestions. Related to the academic writing, it improves the grammar also. We can take the help of AI by using the different kinds of tools, which we'll be covering in this session only, and academic tone while preserving the author's idea. Writing abstract includes drafting the things in a very concise way, structured way, and it includes the different kind of reviews related to the past literature. So it includes the data interpretation also, the statistical outputs from the different primary and secondary sources we need to gather. Then identify the trends related to the same. It helps in interpreting the findings. suggesting the different kinds of paraphrasing approach for avoiding the plagiarism also, because plag is another problem that we are facing nowadays. Okay. And choosing a journal, right kind of journal based that we need to align. So here in this session, we are connecting the things, the AI tools with the manuscript, with the abstract, so that it is going to help you related to finalizing the correct abstract. Moving towards another thing, that is, 1 minute. Yes. Related to IMRAD, that is, what is the full form of IMRAD? That is introduction, methods, result, and discussion. These are the important things which we need to keep in mind. Whenever we are writing any abstract, whenever we are working on any research paper, the first thing that we need to keep in mind is the introduction part. That includes, you need to introduce the problem. Whenever you are taking any sort of topic, it may be related to stress management, it might be related to organizational development, it might be related to spirituality management or any other thing. So you need to introduce the problem, what exactly the problem is. Okay, you need to identify the gaps. So AI is going to help you in that. You need to collect the data through the secondary source, through the different sources, and you need to identify the problem. On the basis of that problem, you need to align your objectives with. For example, if the problem is the problem related to the stress, okay, so the problem related to the stress as in relation to the scholars. So what are the objectives of the study that need to be aligned with the problem? What are the different ways? After this, we need to find out the solution also. But the thing is, after problem, we need to connect with objectives. And finally, you need to connect with the significance of the study. What is the significance? What is the importance of the study which you are covering? Is this going to impact related to the society? Is this going to impact on the scholars or not? Okay. Next thing, we have methods. Explain how the research was conducted, which kind of tools you are using, and you need to, for example, if I'm taking the same example, that is the study related to the research, impact of stress on research scholars. So for that, I need to collect the data through the questionnaire. Okay. For example, I'm taking the data of 300 or 250 respondents or scholars. So I need to combine that data. Okay, I need to go through with that Google form and then filling the questionnaire. It will take some time. And finally, on the basis of that, I need to compile the things. And then I need to convert that data in a very quantitative form, like which kind of tool I need to use. For example, I'm using regression analysis. So that I need to think of. Methods. Third thing is the result. After compiling the data, after collecting the data, compiling the data, analyzing the data, finally, the report that need to be prepared with the findings, with the result, the positive impact or the negative impact. Okay, so that you need to explain in this column. And finally, the discussion that interprets the findings, explain the meaning, discusses the implication and future study related to the same. So this is very, very important whenever you are writing any kind of abstract: introduction, methods, results, and discussions. Now, this is very important slide, that includes the manuscript structure, concise summary that we need to keep in mind when we are writing the research paper. Okay. So the first thing is the title. The title need to be attracted one that reflects the study in a very polished way, in a very, what we can say, concise way, polished way, clear and specific, with use of keywords. Keywords are the important words that we are using in our research paper that we need to highlight. Okay. Second thing is abstract. Title of the paper is there. After this, we have abstract. Abstract is basically the summary of the entire study. For example, if your paper is of 12 pages, 15 pages, 3 pages, or more than that, so you need to concise, you need to summarize the entire study in a very concise way. And most of the many editors, many reviewers, they generally review your abstract only. They don't have time to go through with your research paper, so they are just reading your abstract. Okay, so 150 to 250 word approximately with the proper background. For example, if I'm connecting this related to spirituality management, so what is the how this spirituality management is connected with the uh, background? Is this connected with the religion or not with the religion? Is this connected with the ethics or not with the ethics? So all these things we need to cover in that in a very short way, in a very concise way, with the objectives also, with the objectives of the study, methods of the study, results of the study, conclusion. But yes, no citations need to be mentioned over here. So abstract includes your background, starting with the background, with the objectives, methods, results, and conclusion. Okay. After this, we have introduction. What we need to do, we need to explain the problem with the objectives. In introduction part, we need to highlight the topic. That means, for example, if the topic is the impact of stress on research scholars. So that is what is stress and what is the impact, which kind of stress are there, positive stress, negative stress, what is the impact of that stress on research scholars. Okay, so introduction explains the problem. What are the problems which the scholars are facing? Which kind of gaps are there related to the past 5 years study, related to the past 3 years studies? And on the basis of that, we need to identify the objectives. Okay, objectives need to be 2 to 3 or maximum 4 to 5, not more than that. Okay, introduce the topic. Then you need to assemble current evidences also. For example, if my study is basically related to impact of government policies related to the Gen Z. Okay, so current evidence through the reports, how they are, which kind of policies they are implementing for the youth generation. Okay, so current evidence, the reports, if you are using the secondary data, that need to be mentioned over there with the stats. Okay, so that comes over here. Current evidence, on the basis of the current evidence, you need to find out the research gap. Research gap is like how much study was done till now and what are the gaps which you identified. And you need to highlight those gaps. On the basis of that gap, you are conducting further research. Okay, so research objectives, research questions need to be framed on the basis of that only. Another thing is literature review. After introduction, we have literature review or review of the literature. That is basically totally a theoretical foundation, theoretical part. What we need to do, we need to compare the previous study, identifying the research gap, and we need to present if any sort of theory is there that is linked with that, or we need to generate the model related to that we need to explain over here. Okay, so literature review, for example, if I am doing a research related to stress or how we can cope up with the stress management, with the how we manage the stress. So I need to gather the information through the primary and the secondary sources, and that literature review need to be specified for a particular time period. 5 years, last 5 years, last 3 years. Okay, on the basis of those papers, we need to find out the gap. Next one is methodology. Explain how the study was conducted, which includes your research design, the samples you are taking, data collection tools, reliability and validity related to the same, and statistical analysis. If you are using any sort of software like SPSS you are using, R you are using, or any other sort of thing you are using, that you need to mention over there. So methodology, explain your research design, the model of the research, how much sample you are taking. If your study is primary, then for PhD one, we require 400, 500, 600 sampling. But for a normal research paper, that depends upon the area, that depends, like we can take 50, we can take 100. Okay, so data collection tool need to be mentioned over there. You are using Google Forms, you're using questionnaires, or which kind of scales you are using, like Likert scale or any other scale. And you need to check the reliability and validity of the same also. So that is all about statistical analysis with the different kinds of softwares. Next, we have results. Present research findings that include, that means you have data. What you need to do, you need to convert that data into tables or figures, statistical values, by testing the hypothesis, by aligning your objectives with the with the values, with the analysis part. Okay, so through that thing, you came to know about the result, positive or negative impact, variables, like which variable is affecting, which independent variable is affecting the dependent variable, or what sort of thing is there. Okay, and then on the basis of that, you need to interpret the findings. That comes under discussion part. You need to explain the result, you need to compare the literature, you need to link with the theory if certain kinds of theories were there, and the practical implication related to the society. And finally, what you need to do, you need to summarize your contribution. What are the major findings? Who are the contributors? For example, if you are in your research, you are taking the interviews. So that you need to mention that I have taken these many interviews from these experts, and either you need to record these kinds of interviews also. Okay, so all these things need to be mentioned in your research paper, and with limitation also. Certain kinds of limitations are there, and the future research directions need to be mentioned over there. Moving further towards the structuring each section with AI. Now, again, I'm taking these subtitles also and how they are connecting with the alternatives. Okay, whenever this slide is very, very important, this is basically the slide related to uh, the manuscript section, and what exactly it is, which kind of tools we are using. But along with that, there is one more important thing, that is researcher responsibility. Okay, so that we need to keep in mind. One more thing that is important related to this is how we write through the help of this chat GPT, Gemini, and other tools, that how, which kind of language we need to use so that we will get exact, the clear cut, understandable, concise result. Okay. So the first thing is related to title generation, that need to be clear. I already told you that need to be concise. For example, if I want to, get the information related to HR, generate. So what I need to write? For example, if my working paper is related to HRM. So what I need to write, generate 10 Scopus friendly research titles. This is related to title only on AI adoption in HRM. Okay. You may use keywords in that. Artificial intelligence. Now we have sustainability, sustainable development is there. Okay. So HR analytics or any other things that you need to cover up. Okay. And which sort of tools you may use over here? ChatGPT is there, Gemini is there, Perplexity is there. So many tools are there which we can easily, free of cost, we can use. Okay. Then what is the researcher responsibility? The researcher responsibility is to verify the originality. If you are taking the data, that is not a problem. But the thing is, what you need to do, you need to confirm that whichever things you are writing, that need to be like, that are not fake. You need to refine the words sometimes, and you need to, reflect whichever you are writing, that need to be connected with your study unit. After this, we have introduction part. Introduction part, as I already told you, what you need to write over there as a prompt, that write 500-word introduction related to AI adoption in higher education and related. For example, here I'm just taking the example 2023 to 2026. So highlighting the research gaps also and objectives also. So the AI is going to refine your research into that. Okay. Again, we may use Consens AI, we may use Chat GPT, Perplexity. For literature review, we need to summarize the previous studies. We need to identify the gap. Here, we may use Notebook LM. We may use Research Rabbit is a very good tool to find out the research review of the literature. What you need to write, that is summarize 5 research papers into comparative literature review in a tabular form, because that looks very impressive. When you're showing the topic, along with objectives, with the methodology, with the findings, limitations, and research gap. So it is a kind of helping hand for you to make your work done in a very easier way. So read the original papers, but yes, again, I'm saying you need to verify the summaries which you are getting through the help of this AI. Next thing is methodology. You need to describe the research design, the sampling, the analysis part. For that, we may use ChatGPT. Quillbot is there. Rightful is there. Grammarly is there to check your grammar mistakes and all these things. So rewrite which kind of prompt we are using. Rewrite this methodology into the formal academic language suitable for Scopus index journals or any sort of journal which you may target upon. So without changing the meaning, they can easily give you the summary related to the same. Okay, but ensure that the AI does not modify the actual methodology. It should not be related to false information. Next, we have results. Present statistical findings, objectives need to be connected with the interpretation that we are covering over here. Okay. We may use smart PLS for converting the data, the statistical findings into interpretation. Okay. And we have Julius AI, we have other assistants also that converts the statistical output into narrative form, that improves the reporting style, that explain the statistical terminology also by verifying the statistical accuracy and ensure reported values that need to be matched up with the analysis part. Further, we have discussion that includes interpretation findings and compare them with the previous studies. Okay, so what we need to write, compare these findings with the previous literature and explain the similarities or the gaps or the differences with reasons. So AI is going to help you in that also. Through the help of this ChatGPT, Elicit, Sky Space, Consens AI, all these tools are going to help you related to compare finding, related to theoretical explanation. It improves your implications, it improves your discussions also, and it ensures interpretations are, but again, I'm saying that you need to interpret the things according to the evidence-based and supported cited literatures. Please cross-check the things. Don't just copy paste the things. Okay. Conclusion is to summarize the findings. Conclusion is to implicate. It includes the limitation and the future research also. So we may write draft as conclusion, including the theoretical contributions and managerial implication studies, limitations related to the same. And for that, we may use Gemini or any other tool which may be used. These are the common tools which we are using in our day-to-day life also. So summarize key findings, draft the implications, suggest the future research, and improve the readability also. Now, the next thing is how we can draft a high impact abstract. High impact abstract, that means whenever as an editor, as a reviewer, if I'm just reading the thing, so that create a very positive impression on me that yes, this research scholar should know about each and everything. So what it covers, what it includes, which includes background, objectives, methodology, results, implications with the keywords, which we already discussed. Okay. So AI is going to give you, help you to draft this kind of high impact question, this abstract also. Draft a abstract, like if we are giving a prompt that draft a 250 word structure abstract on AI adoption in higher education, as according to Emerald, as according to Sage. So they are directly connected with the guidelines of those journals, and they the AI will reframe that thing according to that only. But yes, again, you need to polish the language once again. Now, the thing is, what is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is the process of designing clear and structured instructions that guide AI to produce in academic writing. Effective prompts help in generate content that aligns with the journal standards. Journal standards are very, very important. Journal standards define, it includes the guidelines, as I told you, and that includes the research objectives and scholarly writing conventions also. Now, the thing is prompt engineering. Why this prompt engineering is important? There are various points related to the same. It produces more accurate and relevant output. So, as I told you, it's a process of designing clear instructions that help the AI to guide AI in academic writing. Okay, so it produces the accurate, relevant outputs. For example, if I'm just writing, find research papers on stress management. So, stress management in which areas? Find paper on spirituality management. Spirituality management, how this is connected with the, is this connected with the religion? Or is this connected with the work ethics? Is this connected with the job satisfaction? So that depends. Okay. So whichever prompt we are just giving to AI, the AI will reshape your abstract, your research paper accordingly. It might be related to positive impact, might be related to the negative impact. That depends. Okay. So second point is it reduces the need for extensive revisions. Earlier, what happened when we are just writing our thesis, I remember we are just writing, we are noting down each and every point on paper. And still I have the bundle of that paper with me. Okay, so it reduces the need of extensive revision. I just went to my guide and cutting again. We need to rewrite. We need to, do the multiple revisions related to the SAM. But now, with the help of this AI, it reduces the need of extensive revisions, makes the work easier and refined also. Improves academic tone and structure. Please write whenever you are writing for as a researcher, as a scholar, you need to mention over there that is that whichever abstract you are writing, whichever content you are giving to AI, that need to be as according to a scholar, as according to academician, as according to academic, according to the academic tone and structure. So the polished language need to be used over here. Okay. And it saves the time during the manuscript preparation also. It minimizes the ambiguity and generic responses also. So the formula related to this prompt engineering, this prompt formula, that is R plus C plus T plus C plus O, that is equal to high quality AI prompt. R is role, C is context, T is task, C is constraints, and O is output. Again, in a tabular form for you, framework elements with the purpose, what to include, and examples. So framework elements are role, that includes defining who the AI should act. For example, if I am acting as a scholar, so I need to give the AI the instructions that as a scholar, what is the impact of this on that? Okay, define who the AI should act as to adopt the appropriate perspective, expertise, and writing style. So that depends. Okay. What to include? We need to include journal editor, peer reviewer, research supervisor, statistician, academic writing expert. So that you need to define the role whenever you are writing your abstract or manuscript. Okay. Example is there. Act as a Scopus Q1 journal reviewer, evaluating a manuscript. Many of the times what we do, like we have so many research papers and we need to, review the papers on an urgent basis. So what we need to do, we think we need to, with the help of this AI, we can write down, act as a Scopus Q1 journal reviewer. What are the things that need to be keep in mind and evaluate how we can evaluate that manuscript or abstract based upon the following pointers. Okay. Next thing we have context. Provide sufficient background so that the AI can understand the research problem and generates relevant responses also. Take an example of Notebook LM. Okay. In Notebook LM, for example, nowadays we are using Notebook LMs in our classrooms also. We may conduct different kinds of activities for our students also. So whenever we are just writing, for example, I'm just writing, create a infographics related to the stress management, create an infographics related to HR professionals. So what they are collecting the study, they are just noting down, jotting down the different kinds of studies, and at the end they are converting that information into infographics. Okay, sometimes we are attaching certain kinds of attachments with relation to our course content also. Provide sufficient information related to this and convert this into tabular form, or convert this into mind maps, or convert this into video analysis. So that means you need to give the proper background related to the same so that they can convert that research problem in a relevant topic. So what it includes: research topic, the variables, industry. For example, if you are conducting any research related to particular industry, so you require the reports, you require the basic information, the annual reports of the company or the industry that you need to specify over there. The target audience need to be mentioned over there. Research design, which you are using, study background. So that we need to include under context. Next, we have that is task. Task clearly specify what AI should do. That avoids the vague instructions. Task is that need to be real, that should not be fake. Draft an introduction, rewrite the methodology. If I'm not happy with the methodology which the AI is just suggesting me, then I may rewrite the methodology or compare the literature review of last 5 years, 3 years, interpret the statistical results, identifying the research gaps, and suggest scopus-friendly titles. Scopus-friendly titles means whichever titles which we are covering, the journals are covering nowadays. Okay. Draft as according to the scopus. Draft a 300-word introduction with the recent citations highlighting the importance of AI adoption in higher education. So they may draft easily, but you need to clearly specify what you want exactly. Next, we have constraint. Define the boundaries also. Define the limitations also. And the quality expectations for the output also. Like if you need, for example, if I want to submit my abstract, so that abstract need to be 150, 200, 250, not more than that. Okay, again, that depends upon journal to journal research paper. That depends, okay, guide upon the guidelines. Okay, so that word limit you need to specify with the academic tone also, and which kind of citation style, APA style normally the journals require, or it may be related to IEEE. Okay, so that is totally different. So you need to specify over there. Avoid plagiarism. And you may mention over there that we need to avoid the plagiarism, although we can paraphrase the things in an efficient way and you may use the recent studies also if the topic is very new, like Viksit Bharat topic is there. So over a period of time, how the India is emerging into different kinds of industries, into different kinds of things, and how they are competing. So that study can be taken from through the help of those AI tools and other things. And one more prompt is there, that is human like writing. Human like writing, that means the proper writing need to be in a very polished way.
பாத்துனா என்ன ஏதோ
And
பெருசா காலியா இருக்கு
target journal requirements. As according to the target journal requirements, we need to work upon. And as I told you, that you need to specify the APA style as according to the edition, as according to the style of the journal, and you need to maintain academic language also, either Scopus 1 or IEEE, that depends. Last one related to this is output. You need to specify the desired format of the final response in the form of paragraph, in a form of table, by using the bullet points, abstract, or literature matrix, comparative chart. These are the different things that you may include. Okay. So we need to include all these things for the efficient writing. Present the output as a structure academic introduction with 3 paragraphs, 4 paragraphs, as according to the general style, as I already told you. Okay. Now the next part, the last part related to this session is ethical use of AI. Generative AI is a powerful research assistant, but it must be used ethically and responsibly. And AI can improve the productivity and writing quality also, but researchers remain fully accountable for the same. So we may take the help of AI, but don't rely 100% on AI. Okay, we need to reshape the things, we need to reform, we need to reframe the language also sometimes, so that you need to keep in mind. AI is there to give you the data, but how you present your data, that is also important. Why ethics matter? Because in the increasing use of AI, academic writing, publishers and journals, they have certain, we need to generate, we need to submit the AI report also. How much content is AI based? So we need to keep an eye on that also. Okay. So it cannot take the responsibility that we need to take the responsibility related to the accuracy, ethical conduct, if we are mentioning our name. Okay. So ethical use of AI help the researcher in maintaining the academic integrity, build up the trust with editors and reviewers, and avoid the plagiarism. But yes, again, I'm saying as a helping hand, as a backbone in nowadays related to the education field, AI is playing a very, very important role. But yes, they don't submit the things without reviewing the things. Okay. and don't fabricate the citations also. Exactly what citations are there, which things are there that you need to mention, that need to be true, and that need to be fully understandable by each and every one. Okay. So, moving towards the key takeaways, that is to summarize the today's learning session. A well-structured manuscript increases the publication success, and the abstract is most frequently read section of a paper. So, whenever you are writing the paper or the abstract, whenever you are specifically writing the abstract, you need to use a very polished language with proper words, use up of words. AI improves the writing speed and quality. And with the use of prompt engineering, AI output can be in a, that improves the quality. And researcher must validate the AI generated content also. So the final message from my side is artificial intelligence will not replace the researchers, but yes, researchers who learn to use AI effectively and ethically will better equipped to produce high quality, impactful, and publication research, ready research. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for insightful and engaging presentation. Your guidance on manuscript structuring and AI-assisted abstract writing has certainly provided valuable takeaways for all the researchers. We shall move to question and answer sessions. I kindly request participants to post the questions in the chat box or raise them by unmute yourself. Participant, any questions?
I request
Hello.
organizer to kindly share the PPT. Yes, sir, definitely. I'll share the PPT with the organizing team.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, is there any standardized prompts for all these things which you have told now?
Sir, there are different prompts which we are using. Some are ethical. Here I'm taking a very limited one because, ethical point of view, we may use so many other things are there. I have data related to the same. If you want that, I'll share with all the details related to you. And prompts, basically, sir, as I told you through the help of this PPT, I mentioned over there also.
Is there any other question? So there is one question in chat box. How to reduce AI content while checking plagiarism, as lot of plagiarism will come using AI tools.
So for that, we need to paraphrase the things. We need to reframe the things in an efficient way in our human language, because AI, we don't rely totally on AI. Just use your mind into that. So that's my suggestion.
Is there any other questions? Are there any AI tools for paraphrasing?
I recommend your individual human language that need to be introduced over here. Yes, there are different kinds of tools or different tools, or we can say that the softwares are there. Like sometimes we may use for the literature review, we may use the Research Rabbit. It's a very good platform. And related to paraphrasing, my personal experience related to the same is don't just look for different kinds of tools. Just write in your own language. And then if you require any sort of polished words, then you may take the help of the softwares or AI tools.
Are Turnitin and Authenticate trustable sources?
Yes, Turnitin is a trustable source. Every day we are, using this software for the plag check and for our students' project reports also, for the SIPs also. So Turnitin is reliable source.
Can we use Quillbot for paraphrasing?
Yes, please. Please repeat it again.
Quillbot for paraphrasing.
Yes, we may use as I told you, I'm not denying that you may not use, but yes, at the end, when you are just compiling your study, your research, the human touch need to be required over there.
Are there any statistical analysis tools for AI tools for statistical analysis?
Yes, various kinds of tools are there for the stats, for the researchers, for different kinds of reviews or reports. Like I'm just working on one thing directly. Either you may get, like I'm just working on one project that is basically related to Niti Aayog. So I'm just collecting the information directly from the portal, from their website only. It's better that you are using the authenticated sources rather than going for different kinds of unethical uses.
How to check predatory journal?
How to check?
Predatory journal.
Yes, many, nowadays, many kinds of things are there, unethical uses are there, clone problem is there, related to the journals, related to the publications also. They are saying that it's Scopus-based journal, but without looking, you need to go to the website, you need to check these kinds of journals, their validation also, and then submit the paper. My suggestion to you is that.
When submitting research or review article, should we do open access or subscription mode for PhD?
Please repeat, ma'am, again.
When we are submitting paper is it better to go for open access or subscription based? Especially for
For
PhD.
the PhD, I must recommend go for different kinds of subscription, or if you are affiliated to certain kinds of universities, they have their, sources. Like here we have MDI through which we can collect the information, and we have different libraries also. Nowadays, now the people are not using these kind of things; they are using AI. But yes, along with that, you may go for these kinds of information sources. You may jot down, you may collect the information, then compile the things through the help of AI.
Is it required to check plagiarism before submission to journal, or directly we can submit?
No. It's mandatory as according to the ethical considerations to, go for the plaque check. And plaque check need to be less than 10%. That again varies. That depends upon journal to journal also. And what I'm suggesting, plaque check need to be there. Even whenever you are submitting for peer review also, you need to go for plaque check also. Any other question?
Okay, if there are no further questions, once again, on behalf of organizing committee, I extend heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Gurpreet Kaur for sharing expertise and valuable insights. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. And I am grateful. Sir, I'm very grateful to give me the opportunity to be a part as a speaker. Thank you so much.
I'm so grateful for your statement, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Shall we now proceed to second technical
Yes, we
session?
can now proceed to the second
Ma'am
session.
is available.
Yes, ma'am is available.
Yes. It's my privilege to introduce our next distinguished resource person, Dr. Muthulakshmi R, Associate Professor in the Department of Commerce, Jain Deemed to be University, Kochi, Kerala. Dr. Muthulakshmi R is accomplished academician and researcher with over 14 years of teaching experience in the field of commerce, finance and digital technologies. She holds PhD in commerce from Cochin University of Science and Technology and served in various academic roles including head of the department of BCom Computer Application at Bharata Mata College. She is currently associated with Jain deemed to be University Kochi as an associate professor. She has authored and co-authored 5 books, published numerous research papers in reputed national and international journals, holds H index of 3. Her research interests span artificial intelligence, digital transformation, finance, sustainability, and research methodology. In addition, she is the recipient of Best Paper and Best Researcher Award, holds multiple Indian and UK patents, and serves as a reviewer for reputed international journals. She will be delivering a session on refining methodology and data presentation using LLM. This topic is highly relevant to researchers striving to enhance the quality and credibility of their research methodology and data presentation through responsible integration of AI. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Muthulakshmi ma'am. The virtual floor is yours.
Ma'am, you are on mute. I suppose we cannot hear you, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Can you unmute?
Not yet. We cannot hear you, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, we cannot hear you. Your voice is not audible, ma'am. Still, we cannot hear you, ma'am. Can you please unplug your audio device, whatever you are using, or
Ma'am, can you re-log in again? Once log out and re-log in.
not audible, ma'am?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
Is it audible now?
Yes, wonderful.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Sorry for that technical problem. A very good
No
afternoon,
worries.
Junaid, sir. Thanks for that sweet introduction, Rasina. Now I straightly move on to my topic. Is my screen getting shared?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the PPT?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So the topic for the day is AI-assisted research writing, research papers, books, theses, and the application of large language models, that is LLMs. Redefining research and data presentations with LLMs. The session is already, they have given me an introduction. So now, what is the structuring research procedures? The LLM as a sounding board and not a generator. Modern researchers are successfully utilizing LLM to review, clarify, and structure complex procedures rather than generating methodologies out of the whole cloth. Procedural clarity, that is identifying structural gaps in the planned data workflows. Source classification, that is discovering potential evidence stream or thematic structures. Methodological rigor, that is evaluating the internal consistency of the planned steps. Now, proposal refinement loops. That is the iterative prompting framework, as the resource person just previously said. An iterative system grades writing quality and reference, validity to feedback loops, loopbacks in the LLM, systematically aligning draft metrics with top tier guidelines. For example, you have a score which is equal to 0.6 Q plus 0.4 V reference, where the Q represents the content quality and V represents the reference validity. Now, when we come to this, I'm sorry, when we come to this system prompting metric, that is like you have to give the prompt in such a way that I want the exact answer. As the prompt can be, you are an academic peer reviewer and evaluate the following research proposal on a 1 to 5 scale across 1 fluency, 2 clarity, 3 grammatical soundness, 4 relevance, provide objective criticism and rewrite the section scoring below 4 to meet the rigorous doctoral guidelines. So here my prompt is very clear. That is, I am going to provide an academic peer review and I am going to evaluate a research proposal which will be on a scale of 1 to 5, where 1 is for fluency, 2 is for clarity, 3 is for grammatic soundness, 4 is for relevance. And moreover, what I have said is, when I evaluate the proposal, the scoring should be below 4%, as that is the rigorous doctoral guidelines. Now, how do you follow a scientific method? We make observation, we construct hypothesis, we test with experiment, we draw conclusion, we accept or reject the hypothesis, and we report the result. This is the normal scientific method. Now, when it comes to delta feedback mechanism, designed for creating superior related work sections, this methodology pushes generative text outputs from passive synthesis towards expert level scholarly analysis. Smaller models produce author-oriented Q keys. LLMs, that is, large language mediums, or rather, large language processors generate initial literature over drafts. Delta comparison identifies subtle gaps in argumentative depth. So now, what are the boundaries when it comes to LLM integration? So first is we need to polish and structure the prompt. That is idea for acting as a professional copy editor. Use LLMs to clean grammar, organize convoluted logic reformulate sections, and translate draft outlines. The forbidden territory, I have put it in red. It is strictly prohibited for hypothesis generation because that should come from the researcher. Empirical conceptual development, the original ideation, data collection, or drawing raw conclusions. And the disclosure norms are modern journal accepts formal declarations detailing what LLMs were used for. Transparency in writing assistance is quickly becoming the standard. Now, the citation fabrication risk. That is like the ChatGPT defect, I will tell you. One of the most persistent issues in the large language model assisted scientific drafting is reference fabrication. That is, LLMs regularly invent papers, cross match authors with incorrect journals, or produce plausible looking DOIs that result to blank pages. That is like what the ChatGPT does is, or rather, what the ma'am said in the above session, they may give us the papers which look like papers, but they are not actual papers. So you need a cross verification. And they may even match the author with incorrect journals, or they may even look for plausible DOIs, which will be for a blank DOI. These happens when you go across this LLMs. Now, the mandatory rule is all bibliographic references produced by the generative platform require independent validation before the submission. Now, for the verification prompt template. For the listed reference, cross-check the identity if any of them possess false DOIs, non-existent authors, or title journal mismatches. Provide a table highlighting verified versus unverified elements. So, for example, I am generating an output from the ChatGPT. I should give this prompt. That is like I have to cross check whether there are incorrect journals or there are plausible DOIs. This should be done before I take anything from the AI. Now, text to chart pipelines. Automating numerical narrative charts, pipelines such as Chartify text or scan unstructured scientific prose, isolate internal numbers, and output perfectly labeled analytical visualizations. That is like in the stage one, we have an inference phase. That is like we start handling misvalues, unit mismatch, and ambiguity present in the plain text reporting. And in the stage two, what we do is we plot generation phase. That is, we select visual encodings, access bounds, and annotation highlights to clarify the trends. Now, natural language versus the tools. One is the LIDA framework. That is, automates entire design pipelines from data summation and intent analysis down to producing stylized publication-ready infographics. Now, the next is LLM4. LLM4V IS engine provides clear recommendation for specific chart types by supplying textual explanations and reasoning steps from raw minimal data samples. LEVA paradigm goes beyond a single graph, evaluates and coordinates interaction between multiple layered charts, ideal for composite scientific visual dashboards. Now, there is summarization of hallucinations. That is, there is an active risk. That is the inventing trend which this LLMs give us. When prompt loop asks LLMs to generate text captions or narrative descriptions from chart, that is the parameters, models frequently invent metrics, direction, or key value that simply do not exist in the source image or the array. So currently, an active scientific research issue is this. That is like we get accustomed to some hallucinations produced by the ChatGPT or rather any AI. And what we do is we try to reproduce these hallucinations in our paper or in our journal article, which needs to be cross-checked, verified. You can't cut, copy, paste all these things. Now, the mandatory safety protocol is always match the textual summary against the raw data variables. Do not rely entirely on visual multimodal parsing, that is VLM alone. Human review of critical chapter captions is strictly essential. Now, before I go to the summary, I just want to share one more thing. That is like, I think my prompt is view to all. Is it? Are you able to view it? Are you able to view it?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. See, now I am going into Google Gemini. I'm having a disturbance from your side. Somebody's mic is on. I'm going to Google Gemini. Is my prompt clear? Is my prompt clear? Is my prompt clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. So see, I am going Google Gemini something. Okay. So my question to Google Gemini is, see, my net connection is a bit slow. I'm really sorry for that. So I'm asking it, a literature review of fintech articles from 2024 to 2026, published in Scopus journals. This is what I'm giving. Okay.
Yes.
See, I am getting a thematic cluster. Okay. What do you mean by thematic cluster? Can anybody answer me? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. We are audible.
What do you mean by thematic cluster? See, a cluster is a group. Now, thematic cluster means that the same type of articles. Okay. Understand in a very simple version only that. There is cluster is a group and thematic is that cluster which contains the same information. So for example, my first point is security and fraud prevention. So all these articles, that is like an article written by Grind 2024, She et al. In 2025, will essentially talk about security and fraud prevention, which is in reference to fintech. Clear? Now, the next is operational trade-offs. So the 2026 will be Sangvi et al. Will talks about only operational trade-offs. They will not talk about security and fraud prevention. Okay. Now, got many clusters. Now, see, I got the cluster, but I got a reference like this. So never copy this reference as such. What you're supposed to do, you have to take this reference and cross check whether this reference is there. Now, I'm just changing my, what do you say, my prompt into the whole thing. And I'm coming here and I'm pasting and I'm asking with references pertaining to the articles in Scopus publications. Okay. I'm running the same prompt, but I have tweaked a bit, or rather, I have tweaked it a little. See, my thematic cluster itself changes. Okay. Are you able to see it? Are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Visible.
See, this was my first thing. And Wait, it is coming. So this is the way you tweak the things. That is like when I give the same prompt, but I am giving, or rather, I am adding some keywords to my same prompt. What I get as an output is entirely different. Okay. Now, ma'am was talking about Research Rabbit. Have anybody gone through Research Rabbit? You want me to show it?
Yes.
Can I get an answer? You want me to show Research Rabbit?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. See, I'm going into Research Rabbit. See, it is a very beautiful AI which will really help us to go through all the literature reviews. Wait. This is not the thing. Wait. It is a very wonderful AI. See, over here, I'm just logging in. You can log in with any email ID. I'm logging in with my email ID. I'm not very good at my throat today. I'm really sorry for that. Are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
See, I have got a collection in my library. So I am going to take one that is consumer behavior. Okay. Wait. I will go for digital wallets. Wait. See, I am getting two articles, isn't it? Are you able to see those articles?
Yes,
One is
ma'am.
from the year 2009 and one is from the year 2023. Are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, you can put any keyword. Now, I'm going to e-payment. You haven't searched. Sorry. Now, imagine I'm going to create a new search. I'm sorry. Wait. It is asking for an upgradation. See, first I told you the consumer behavior, no? See, are you getting a 2023 paper? See, this is the collection what I am having. Are you able to follow me?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, I will also show you the way in which. Wait. I'll just show you. I'm not able to go to that. Wait. I'll just show you the. See, my net is a bit low, I think so. That's why it's not. Wait. See, you do one thing, you just log into Research Rabbit and try to find out articles relating to your domain. Okay. You will get articles in your domain. Now, there is also another AI, which is like chat talk. Have you gone through it? Have you gone through it? Am I audible? If you don't respond, I will think I have lost the
Yes, ma'am.
connectivity.
Audible.
Yeah. See, over here, I can chat with this AI. Just hold for a moment. അസിം ഞാനൊരു ക്ലാസ്സിലാണ് ഞാൻ തിരിച്ചു വിളിക്കാം അസിമിനെ ഞാൻ അതല്ലേ കട്ട് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കണേ അസിം ഞാനൊരു ക്ലാസ്സിലാണ് എടാ സമ്മതിച്ചൂടാ ഞാൻ ക്ലാസ് എടുക്കണോ വേണ്ടായോ ഓക്കെ സി വെയിറ്റ് Are you able to see it? Are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Wait. I'm just trying to copy a file. See, here it is asking for a sign in. See, it is coming. Wait. Let me see. See, I have uploaded an article. Are you clear? I have uploaded one of my article, a study on digital cash from my system. Okay? It is loading, please wait. Okay? Wait. Hello? See, is it showing the abstract on my right hand side?
Yes.
Okay? And moreover, I am asking what are the key differences between traditional and real cash management as far as this article is concerned. See how it is listing me? Are you able to see the key differences? It is first saying nature and form of cash. Then it is saying transaction speed. Are you able to get me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not reading the document, but rather I'm just asking this AI to give me everything in written. And it is getting me. And what is this 1A, 1A, 2, 3A? These are all the references. That also I can reproduce. Okay? This is again another AI, chat doc. You have a chat PDF also, where you can put all the PDF documents. Okay? Fine. Can I continue? So I have taught you 4 AIs today. One is how to prompt in Google Gemini, then ChatDoc, then we went to Research Rabbit, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I think it is clear. Now I move on with my PPT. So as a summary, what I would like to say is it coming? Is it coming?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So human-led design, that is AI-assisted articulation. That is what is required. You can articulate with the help of AI, but always it is the human design. There is no AI can compete with the human brain. Even the science, the world of science today has not invented what is the human brain. It is only being able to invent a part of the human brain, but not the human brain though as a whole. So as faculty members or other students, guiding students and conducting peer research, remember, large language models are superb formatting editors and not theoretical conceptualizers. So what I need to focus, or rather what my session focused is, use metric loops for proposal grading, delta comparison, or for any related works, and like chartify text or for visual automation. But you have to verify all the citations. Always cross-check the citations, references, the authorships given by the AI, because fake can be produced or the falsified information can be easily produced with the help of an AI. Okay. Now, these are my unique sources. Always remember to cite whenever you go along. Now, that's all from me. Thank you. If you have any further clarification related to this presentation or related to research, my email ID is this. This is my phone number. Hello. Yes. Yeah, I will send now, ma'am. No, I have not sent it. ഏതാ മെസ് ഇതാണ് ഇന്നലത്തെയാണോ ആ അയ്യോ മാം I will just come to you, ma'am. Then this is my research gateway link. This is my LinkedIn. So you can visit my LinkedIn profile. You can visit my research gateway profile. I have almost more than 65 articles published there. 35 of them are with my students only, and that too not listed in any scopus. And I have got 33 citations on it. So what I would like to suggest is, if you have a really good research problem and your topic is really good, people will read. And I always say that more than scopus journals, I can see, or rather I have seen many peer-reviewed journals standing apart really high, having valid things in that journal. And always I just want to tell you, as a researcher from the financial background, I will never go with primary data that can be cooked. I always go with secondary data, which is very reliable and solid. That's all from my side. Thank you so much. I'm open to any question.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for excellent presentation. The session has enhanced our understanding of how LLM can support methodological rigor and effective data presentation while maintaining academic integrity. We'll now begin with question and answer session. Participants may ask questions in the chat box or raise them. Is there any questions?
Ma'am, I have a question, ma'am.
Yeah. Tell me, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, when we yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, when we get into these sort of AI tools and the paper for it states that you have AI content. Like even if you just put your own idea into AI and you refine it, like using certain paraphrasing tools. So sometimes they say that AI content.
See, what I will tell you is, for example, if you're using an accountancy formula, that formula AI will catch. But can you replace that formula?
No, ma'am.
No. Then what you will do? What is the immediate suggestion that you can do to it?
But then when
What is it?
but then the reviewers state that and they reject the paper sometimes and they send it for the second correction or something like that.
I'm telling you, there are certain heads for the what do you say table, certain heads for the chart. They all get absorbed by the AI. So what we can do is try to rephrase as many as possible. You will come up with new words. You will come up with simple words. That is like words without any jargons. Try to put it in that way. That is like whenever we try to communicate the research, it should be in such a way that even a normal person should understand. That is like when I say I write a financial paper, even a non-financial person should understand. So that is what it is, the game of rephrasing, rephrasing, rephrasing. That is what we are supposed to do. Okay, there is no other go.
There is one question in chat box. How
Yeah.
we can use
Thank
Grammarly
you,
to check our
ma'am. Thank
research
you.
paper?
See, your voice is breaking.
How we can use Grammarly to check research paper?
Grammarly to check research paper. Is that the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, see, why should you use Grammarly for checking a research paper? See, the Grammarly is for checking the grammar content of a research paper. So even you have an AI called Perplexity, which will give an excellent output than Grammarly.
Yes, I have my own question, ma'am. You
Yeah.
explained about Gemini, right? So
Yeah.
it is giving thematical key inputs, but
Yeah.
whether we can use to identify the gap, is it
Yeah,
possible to
sure, sure. But you should specify, like for example, if you are giving thematic paper and asking to identify a gap. Say, for example, I will tell you an example. Let's say I am going for a psychological study where I will prove that only the left-handers are the top-notch persons. You take any industry, any field, the top-notch are always left-handers. For example, Brain Lara, Sachin Tendulkar, the chess player Viswanathan Anand, everybody is a left-hander. Indra Nooyi, you take any person. And see, now where I started, what was your question? I just got skipped away.
to identify the gap, whether we can
Yeah,
use.
see, for example, now here, all in this representation, I want a thematic analysis which will represent the keywords that will pop up, or rather, the keywords that will come up when I do a comparison of maybe the top 10 global left-handers, top 10 Indian left-handers. So something will pop up, isn't it?
Yes.
See, for
One more.
example, maybe like left-handers are more creative. That is what is being popping up from the Indian analysis. And from the global analysis, imagine left-handers are talented. Can you say both are same?
No, ma'am.
Huh? Can you say both are same?
No, ma'am.
No, why? See, because when we say talented, he's actually practicing any art form and he is master in that art form. But when you say creative, he's not practicing anything, nor he is a master, but he is having that creativity or that creativeness inbuilt in him. So that is the gap. Why? When we compare the global literature, it is showing talent. And when we compare the Indian literature, it is showing creativeness. Isn't it pointing towards two different directions? Isn't
One
it?
more question
Yeah.
is about whether the tools like Research Rabbit is giving same output as paid software.
See, that is what I told you, no? As far as I am concerned, Research Rabbit will give you the papers. That is, the Research Rabbit will give you the papers related to a topic. But if you go for asking the reference, it may produce fake reference. That you have to cross check. But the papers you can assure. I'm talking about the reference for that paper. That can be fake. Okay?
One more question. When using LLM to refine research methodology, how can we give best prompt to model to ensure suggest rigorous standard compliance protocol rather than generic procedure?
See, for example, I will tell you, you are going to study fintech adoption with reference to an old model. I don't know whether you people know or not. There is a model called TAM model, Technology Acceptance Model. It is a model being framed by Venkatesh et al. So, in this model, what we normally say is every technology is being adopted. That adoption is being measured by this model. So, as I said, the fintech adoption. So, fintech adoption comes with various types. For example, what my research was, I will explain you that. I made a research where the fintech adoption across various online platforms. That is like you have an open platform, you have a semi open platform, you have a closed platform, you have a semi closed platform. How will that fintech adoption differ when it comes to a closed platform, when it comes to an open platform, when it comes to a semi open platform, when it comes to a semi closed platform? Clear? Am I answering you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Is there any question?
You can even take my ID or number or whatever you want. Always at your service. As far as the research is concerned, it's my passion. Okay? Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am. One more question. Since many top-tier peer-reviewed journals require disclosure of AI usage, what is the ideal way to document the use of LLM?
Can you explain once more? Can you come up?
So now we have the policies of disclosure of AI tool usage. So how we
Yeah.
can disclose LLM?
See, for example, certain articles or rather certain journal publications allow 20% plagiarism and 25% LLM. So you can explain as a disclaimer that my article has got this much, or rather, I have used this LLM as a facilitator for my article. There is no harm in that. Whenever you upload a peer review or a Scopus article, there is always a form which will ask you a disclaimer. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes. Is there any other questions?
So for conference and everything, ma'am, should we disclose it normally to the via email, or should we mention it in the document itself?
Sir, see, as far as nowadays conferences are concerned, even the conferences papers are checked for plagiarism, and in the brochure itself they will mention we will take only the papers which this much AI, this much plagiarism. For example, Rajagiri Summit is coming this 23rd and 25th. I have 4 papers submitted. They have clearly mentioned in the brochure the paper with 10%, the paper with plagiarism less than 10%, and AI less than 20% will be taken. They mention it very clearly.
Okay, ma'am, got it. So if there is not clear instruction, it's better to ask them.
Yeah, see, that is what I'm telling you. As the previous session, ma'am told, just to try to check plagiarism before uploading your paper, so that if you put in Turnitin, you get a report on plagiarism, you get a report on AI. So you are very sure how much is your AI content, how much is your play content. Then why worry? Isn't it?
Got it, ma'am. Perfect. Thank you, ma'am.
That's it.
If there are no further questions, on behalf of organizing committee, I sincerely thank Dr. Muthulakshmi R for sharing valuable knowledge and expertise with us. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Out now.
Now we'll move to third and final technical session of day 2. Then, Densi ma'am, are you available?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Densi
Am I
ma'am?
audible?
Yes, ma'am. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce
Yes,
our
ma'am.
next
Am I audible?
distinguished speaker, Dr. Densi Mary. Yes, ma'am, you are audible. So we'll introduce yourself, then you can say. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our next distinguished speaker, Dr. Densi Mary, Assistant Professor at the School of Commerce and Management, Nilgiri College of Arts Science, Tamil Nadu. Dr. Denzi Mary obtained M.Com from Bharatiyar University in 2012 and was awarded PhD from Bharatiyar University in 2024. She is an accomplished academician and researcher who has actively presented her scholarly work at numerous national and international conferences. Her research presentation have earned Best Paper Presenter at national conferences. Dr. Densi Mary has published more than 8 research papers in reputed Scopus and Web of Science indexed journal, reflecting her dedication to highly quality research and academic excellence. With over 10 years of teaching experience across arts and science colleges in the Nilgiri region, she continues to inspire students through her commitment to teaching and research. She is also a life member of prestigious academic organizations, including Institute of Education Research and Publication and Global Professor Welfare Association Forum, actively contributing to academic collaboration and professional development. Today, she will conduct an exciting and interactive session titled Interactive Hackathon Prompt Engineering for Research Output. Ma'am, we are delighted to welcome you. I invite Dr. Densi Mary to take over the session. Ma'am, can you unmute yourself? Ma'am, can you unmute?
Yeah, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
One sec. Is my screen is visible?
Yes.
My presentation is visible, ma'am? Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Yeah, very good evening to all. Yes. So already we've gone through with many advanced legends. So I think today the session was excellent. I would like to appreciate both these speakers before the speakers. And now I'll not go very deep into the part. Just I'm going to explain what is the called prompt engineering and how we can use the efficient prompt engineering for high impacted research outputs. So especially we can use this for quality publications. So the concept of my presentation is from research idea to Scopus publication. Even we don't want to ignore AI completely because the concept of AI is to minimize the human effort. That is the real reason behind introducing the AI. So we don't want to skip AI, but we want to actually understand how AI works and how we can be a master of AI prompt. So that is my concept. So the future of research has already arrived. Since we most of them from research field, and we have from students both, and as well as many academicians are there. So in future is already designed with AI. So AI will not replace the researcher work at any cost. It cannot replace the researcher work. But if a researcher is really mastering AI, he will go for a defined and a redefined research a researcher can do. So that is what my aspect I plan to focus today. So, how many hours do you spend on searching a literature, writing the first draft, redefining the objectives, preparing reviews, responses, and formatting reference? Usually, for this part, a research article, either research article or a prompt or our thesis, will take time to focus on these 6 areas. But when we are a master of AI, when we are a master of AI prompt, we can be minimize the effort, human effort, and meanwhile we need to do that in a smart way. So this is what the thought process of this today session of mine. So just imagine if the research effort is reducing 60 to 70 percentage of your research effort without compromising the quality. So quality matters. So if we are very good at research prompting, just I'll just identify few areas where usually the research prompting errors occurs, especially when it comes under AI search. Without AI we cannot do it. It of course reduces the time, but I'm just going to address 9 fields. Okay, we only focus on those fields, we can minimize our errors and we can get excellent AI outcomes. So the researcher, usually a researcher faces a productivity crisis on these areas. So today's researchers are faces on information overloaded, because when you started to search in AI, such Quillbot or ChatGPT or any AI tools, we can overload it with information. So we do not know where we want to filter the exact thing. So before searching in AI, when especially when you're using for the research content, you're making a research content, we have to be very focused on information overloaded. From a broad sense to narrow, we need to minimize it. And second one is reviewer rejections. So sometimes when it is the plagiarism is very high, when it is full and full AI or it's fabrication, so on that time the reviewer is used to reject the paper. So while before Speaker Muthulakshmi ma'am said, in nowadays, each and every, even though if we wanted to give your paper for any proceedings, they were very defined how much AI is allowed. Of course, it is permitted, but we have to focus on the limit. It should not be overlap of the limit. So before creating your paper with AI, we need to focus on the reviewer rejection part. The third one is tight deadlines. So just don't type a paper. Don't set a limit with of course we are depending AI, but don't set a limit before making a paper. Please go for a time management. So before asking any questions, don't blindly search everything in AI. Before proceeding a paper, keep something in your mind. That is what the title I'm going to present, how I'm going to make the abstract, what is my sample size, who will be my respondent, and what will be the paper flow. So plan accordingly, and from that you can start to write your research paper. So the tight timeline need to be avoided. And pressure for Scopus and Web of Science publications, don't get pressurized on these things, because anyhow even you're going for a peer research or a conference or anything, it is end matters with the typing. It is lot, it is end within typing. It is just a paperwork. So
ಯಾವ್ದೋ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್
don't
ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ
focus
ಅದನ್ನ
on.
ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ ಯಾವ ಧೈರ್ಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರೇ ಹಾಕಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂತ.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Raghuveer, can you mute yourself?
Okay. So the pressure for Scopus we need to avoid. And when you're writing paper for funding proposal competitions, don't treat that as a competition. Just focus on your part, that keep your researcher no AI or no elimination you'll get from AI. That thing we have to go, especially when you're going for funding kind of proposal writing. And maintain a research ethics, of course. What are the data we are getting from AI? Initially, it need to came up from the human mind. It is only AI cannot be your master. You have to master your AI and you have to be mastering
Okay,
your
ma'am.
AI prompt. So keep these things. Don't put pressure on these areas. Try to reduce these area pressures before writing your paper. So can AI become your research co-pilot instead of merely a writing assistant? Yes, it can be a co-pilot. So treat your AI as a co-pilot to write before writing a research or during writing a research paper or any other research related works. So why do most researchers get average AI result? It is not because AI is weak, it is because weak questions, because of weak prompts, and because it turns into be a weak outputs. So whereas research thinking, we need to before AI prompting, we need to keep our mind as a research thinker. So the research prompts we need to apply. Then only the paper, the result will be contributed towards research. So please don't blindly search towards weak questions or weak prompts. Instead of that, go for some research thinking and some research prompts. So we had a formula before generating AI research details. Please fix a quality in research. Make a unique research quality in your work. Then keep some quality questions. So simply don't search the title provider, define, avoid this kind of terminologies. Please follow some Bloom's taxonomy kind of questions. So it maybe gives a quality questions, quality parameters it will set in your searches, and go for some quality prompts. Then automatically the AI will give you a quality output. So this is the research formula of doing any research relevant content through AI. So now we go for prompt engineering is the new research methodology. So we had many traditional research skills. So first we'll start from research information. Then it was the traditional base before AI comes. So we fixed a problem. Then we used to gather the review of literatures by reading many articles or any papers or any blogs. Then we used to write research, writing manuscript. And last, finally, we used to submit the journals. But after the research prompt engineering, now the modern research skill is design better prompts first. Instead of searching information, design your better prompts. Then evaluate AI outputs. Then please validate the evidence. So what are the information is AI provided? Need not to be realistic one. It may be cloned, it can be fabricated, but read that result completely. Even sometimes the AI itself used to say it's a fabricated information. It is guesswork informations. So so blindly what we do, we happen to search some prompts. If the result comes, simply we do copy paste. Please avoid that. What are the informations you got through AI? Please validate the evidence. Then publish first with higher quality. Then only we need to propose. After generating all the informations, once again you do manually, and you check your template and go for plagiarism check. Of course we should not eliminate it. Then only we can go for publish faster with a higher quality. So this is what the prompt engineering really used under, if it is a better manner when we used. So the research life cycle, just think, we had the stage. It starts from idea generation, literature mapping, research gap. Of course, we need to identify. Then we need to fix our objectives. Then the framework, conceptual framework, we will frame. Then we'll go for questionnaire. Then we'll do analyze, and then we'll do the one second. We'll do discussions. So in traditional research, for idea generation, it take weeks. But when it is AI enhanced, one second. When it comes for AI, then it minimizes the weeks. We don't want to wait for that much of timeline. It is very short and precise to do. So for idea generation, for traditional research, it take weeks, but when you're using AI enhanced, within a minutes you can find your ideas. Then for literature mapping, it take days, but within hours we can minimize with AI. When the research gap identification manually we need to analyze, but AI have assistant comparisons. So when it's objective framing, manual drafting is there, but AI gives a good refinement objectives. Frameworks, literature only we used to depend. But when we use AI, it provides literature plus AI visualization possibilities is also there. When we make questionnaires, copy and modify things we need to. But when we use exact and good AI prompt, it used to do a valid action, and either the question is relevant or non-relevant, or it's overloaded or it's fabricated all the informations. With AI we can make our excellent questionnaires. When it go for analysis, we only manually use SPS as it is a traditional base. But when we can incorporate it SPSS with AI interpretation, meanwhile we don't want to go for at last generated, again we need to come back and we need to modify all the data. But this option is available with AI with SPSS. So immediately you can address, you can validate it, you can prompt everything you can do with SPSS with the AI interpretation window. And when it comes under discussions, manually we do. But in AI, it used to compare the objective base you can give, and with the research gap you can compare your discussions, suggestions, every part you can do with AI. So AI is really a gift for research to minimize our time, our effort, and fast publication. Please use that with a good prompt. So we had a golden god. Prompt engineering is becoming important as literature review skill nowadays. So the researcher at AI ethics framework, some AI ethics frameworks we need to do. Always use AI only for brainstorming. Don't never use AI for fabricating references. So it has to start from your human mentality. Don't go for a fabricating references. And for the framework design, use AI for framework design. Please avoid inventing results. And for the language enhancement, we can use AI. So please avoid generating fake data. So if the primary data is not, please don't generate that kind of fake data with AI. And for the coding assistant, we can use AI, but don't do writing without verification. So for the coding, even the coding part, LLM, and in many part, AI will rectify it. But before to that, we must know what is LLM. We had many modules. Before do, we need to be, sorry, we need to know with the coding assistant and the reviewer response drafting also, we can use AI ethics. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. So the researcher AI toolkit, the stages. For the recommendation tool, for the idea validation, we can use ChatGPT. So these all are the free AI tools. For the idea validation, please refer ChatGPT. And for the literature discovery, please do Elicit. Elicit also a free research tool. It's a recommended tool for literature discovery. When it's academic search, go for Google Scholar because it is collaborated with many scholars. It is open accessing, right? So for the academic search, go for Google Scholar. Prefer for Google Scholar. When it is citation networks, please connected papers. Connected papers also a tool. And for the reference management, please go for Zotero. And for the statistical analysis, use SPSS, Gemovi, Smart PLS. So many statistical analysis for maximum. The installation charge is very minimum for all this. These also can be connected with AI. It is defaultedly a research tools, but it always connected with AI. So for the statistical analysis, go this kind of softwares. And for the academic writing, please prefer Grammarly. And for similarity check, Please, preferable tool is Turnitin. You can use Turnitin. It is much reliable, and the Plag and all other relevant fabricated things, everything with a detailed manner, Turnitin will give you the result. So for the similarity check, prefer Turnitin. These all are the free AI tools we can use. So we'll go for the stages. So what are the weak prompts we need to avoid? In this part, we're going to see what are weak prompts we need to avoid and how we want to give our prompt as a researcher. Great prompt we need to use for best AI results. So please, the weak prompts while selecting a research topic, please avoid suggest a research topic in marketing or AI output or digital marketing or social media or branding or very generic. Please avoid this kind of big prompts. Instead of that, please act as an associate editor of a Scopus Q1 journal. There, the prompt might be identify 5 emerging research topics. It is an example. Identify 5 emerging research topics in AI-driven consumer behavior that have gained attention after 2023 but remain unexplored in developing economics. Rank them based on novelty, publications, potential, availability of data, and societal impact. Please use this kind of detail. So that's what I told you. Before searching a thing, do a rough work in by yourself. What are the research title or what are the thesis work you're going to present? That idea has to start from your mind. The ignite has to start from a human mind. Just AI is an assistant, but with the exact prompt you can make it as a co-pilot. So these all are the selecting of research topics. Stage 1, big prompts need to be get avoided. So the lesson, good prompts can create publishable ideas. So the topic and the novelty and the publication potential. When AI shopping assistants, the publication potential is very high. Sustainable AI marketing, it is high. Gen AI and impulsive buying, it's very high. So these all are the specific topics with the AI output. When the prompt is very clear to the AI, it will give you very novelty, high rated publication potential and result AI will generate. So the stage 2, when we are focusing on literature reviews, the weak prompts like write a literature review on employee engagement. So the output will come 5 descriptive paragraphs, not more than to that. If you're searching, it is example just I have given. For the expert prompt, instead of asking write a literature review, we can act as a Scopus reviewer. We can ask compare empirical studies published between 2022 to 2026 on employee engagement in hybrid workplace. Identify theoretical similarities, methodological differences we can ask, contradictory findings we can ask, and unexplored variables we can ask. Present the review as a comparison matrix but using APA 7 style. So these all are the details we need to give before generating a good AI result. Please avoid write a literature review on this particular review of literature topic. Instead of that, please do work on if I'm choosing this particular topic, where are the area I need to focus? Because we might be having an idea towards it. But please don't assist everything with AI. That idea has to come up with our mindset while asking review of literature references. So the weak prompts need to avoid summary, description, old studies, no gap. Please avoid strong prompts. You can replace instead of summary, you can ask critical analysis. You can use the prompt critical analysis. So instead of asking description, you can use the strong prompt like comparisons. Instead of asking old studies, go for latest studies because each and every day review of literature part is getting updated. So don't go with the old studies because if you do in a conference, if 5 faculties are in a department, we all are using the same prompt like this, then all the papers, it is the result of the review of literature will be same in all the papers because all are using different AI, of course, but the prompt is same. So instead of that, if you want to make your unique presentation, go for some later studies kind of terminologies. So we can avoid, even it is used to avoid many plagiarism mistakes also. So instead of asking no gap, ask research gap in the review of literature. Simply don't go with the review of literature searching. You go for some research gap for AI. And stage 3, identifying the research gap. How to identify the research gap? So the weak prompt, find research gap. Please don't blindly ask research gap. The expert prompt we can use of an editorial board member of of a Q1 management. Just think like that. So analyze a recent study on green HRM, that kind of example it is an example. So use analyze recent studies, identify conceptual gaps. This terminology also we can use. Methodological gaps term we can use, geographical gaps we can use, contractory findings we can use, and future research opportunities, that kind of research findings also we can, gap also we can use. And present your findings in a structured table. So from the structure table, the volume, the ISBN, the editorial, if you use this kind of prompt, it will come up in a tabular format. All the relevant pre-published data particulars we can get in a tabular format. This kind of prompts help you to go for a detailed research gap as well as review of literature part. So the expected outcome, if we use this kind of prompt, the gap type and the example I'll just show you. Conceptual, missing mediator we can find. You can use for the geographical, no Indian studies. This is an example. This kind of prompt we can use. For the methodological based, just use mostly sectional. So this kind of examples we can use. For the practical kind of research gap, we can use SME evidence limited. So these all are the things we need to know in my research paper. What are the area I am focusing and what are the prompt we need to use to find out the research gap. So stage 4 is research objectives. So here we do weak prompts like write objectives or generate generic objectives. Please avoid that. The expert prompts like based on the identified research gap, generate smart research objectives which align with your structured equation modeling analysis. We need to connect what are the variables we have, what are the independent variables we have, what are the connectors we have. Please do the work in a rough page, then you can go for the objectives by using AI. Then ensure each objective is measurable and directly linked to the conceptual framework. So the conceptual framework has to come up from the human mindset. From there, the objectives we need to frame. Please blindly don't search everything in AI. And for that, the output will be objectives will be perfectly aligned with the variables. So objectives need to connect with variables. That is a good, excellent, and scopus needed variable outcome of our objective. So stage 5 is building the framework. So usually what we do, we used to draw, because nowadays ChatGPT or other AI, Gemini AI, all are stimulating the images also. It is generating the images. So simply we do draw the framework. Please avoid that one. For that we can go for some expert prompt, develop a conceptual framework using the resource-based view. So before that, fix your resource. From the resource based, the conceptual framework AI will prompt give and identify the independent variables, dependent variables, mediators, moderated, control variables, expected relationship, and theoretical justification, and suggest hypothesis suitable for SEM. So this you may ask a question, ma'am. If all the works we are doing manual, why we want to depend AI? It is not like that. Before writing a paper or doing a thesis, a researcher point of view, we need to be thorough in these matters. If you know, do not okay with that, you just raise this kind of question to AI. It will give you the result. So this kind of terminologies we should not be avoid while using AI prompting. This is what my suggestion. We don't want to do everything because no one is not so good at research. But these are the key terms we should not eliminate, especially when you're going Scopus kind of presentations. So when we do this kind of prompts, the output will be like publication ready framework, AI will generate to you. So the stage 6, while we are developing questionnaire, so the weak prompt we used to give, create questionnaire. We just blindly give the title, we'll give the objectives, and sometimes the review of literature, most of the researchers, even they're not giving the review of literature, they think it is just a supporting study. It is not like that. When you happen to generate a questionnaire in AI, we need to focus on design a structured questionnaire using and validate measurement scales from high impact journals, and provide 5 to 6 Likert scale statement for each construct. Please fix that by yourself. And for the site, the original sources. And sometimes, even I told you before, some fabricated, it is possible with fake informations from AI. Please check the originality. When are the informations you're getting from AI, please avoid this kind of things. Read the AI chat completely, then proceed for your questionnaires and indicate reliability values. Please check it is available in your questionnaire, and recommend please go for democratic kind of questions. Don't avoid democratic. If you are avoiding demographic and sociographic kind of questions in your research part in AI, then it will collapse the entire paper. You cannot get a good hypothesis, and you cannot get a good SEM model. So these all are the indicators we may missed while creating Scopus kind of papers. So please, when you're using Q1 kind of papers, please focus on these areas, especially when it is questionnaire development. If we follow this one, the output will be like research instruments ready for a pilot testing. So after this, you just distribute a paper, your questionnaire for a pilot study. Then man-made and manual informations you can get for an analysis. We can go for a rough drafting. So we can get a clear ideology relevant to your paper. So please use this kind of strong prompt while creating a questionnaire. And stage 7, when you go for statistical analysis, usually we do the weak prompts like which statistical tools I wanted to use in my paper. Please avoid that kind of question. Go for some expert prompt. So, for example, recommend an appropriate statistical analysis plan for a study with 450 respondents. In this prompt, we had the statistical analysis plan. We are asking the statistical analysis plan from AI, but here we had the respondent size very clear. Then only the AI will give you the detailed statistical analysis. What are the tools? What are the testing tools? And what are the hypotheses? What are the hypothesis parameters? What are the differences? When we are very defined with the respondent size, samplings, then only the AI will give you a good result. Please mention one dependent variable in that and 3 independent variables, 1 mediator and 1 moderated value. Then justify the selection of each test and explain how to interrupt the result. Please ask ChatGPT. You have to be mastery of AI. Please don't do everything with AI, because it do, of course, the result you will get, but we cannot understand anything when we go in for presentation, when we go for Scopus kind of checking. On that time, we get stuck on these part. So before, please, this is what the time management. Use this kind of focus on the stages from 1 to 9. If we do, the output will be like we will get a reliability kind of Cronbridge alpha reliability we can get from AI, KMO sampling adequacy we can do, and exploratory factor analysis we can get if we use this kind of prompt, and CFA we can go, that is confirmatory factor analysis we can get. Structure equation model AI will give you bootstrapping along with the resampling for stability and accuracy results you can get from AI, and the mediations of indirect effect analysis result we can get, and the moderation of interaction effect analysis. When the prompt is very good with the statistical part of the stage 7, you will get this number of results in your research article as well as in your thesis. And the stage 8 is when you're writing for discussion writing. The weak prompt we use, write discussion. Please avoid this kind of things. Go for an expert promote. Compare my findings with, just it is an example, do a compare with my findings with at least 5 recent empirical studies. And highlight agreements. And for the contradictions, if there are any contradiction in my discussions, you can check with that. And for the possible explanation, you can ask for each and every result which AI gives it. Of course, it will give you. And the theoretical implications, is it implicated in future? So this kind of part will help you to publish your paper, to get a patent, to a copyright. For the next level paper promotions we can get by you comparing the theoretical implications and managerial implications also. Of course, if you're working in a non-teaching faculty, if you're working in a management school or in management or in some other academy, you can recommend your paper for the managerial implications. So possibilities you can check with your results by using exact and good prompt engineering. And for the future research directions, write in the style of the discussion section of a Scopus index journals. So these all are the key terms we need to use with a good prompt. These are the expert prompt while writing the stage 8 discussions. So the output will be journal quality discussions will be there, because for each and every discussions you're giving a good justified reasons. So it make you sense even if you're doing for a paper presentation in a conference, otherwise in online mode or any other preceding times. On that time, it will help us. We don't want to recite anything, because since we are deriving everything from AI, these all are the mastery things we are focusing, so we can make understand the paper better. It helps you in the presentations as well. For your APs also it use. It cannot be cheated. Your the paper is derived from the AI. Whenever you're presenting, automatically the peer members used to understand that this person had some content in their mind. So just AI is an assistant, but it's a co-pilot. Every result we are getting from AI, but the result is came up from your mind. So we are the mastery of that paper. So the prompt, stage 9, is very important. When it's reviewer responses, act as a reviewer of 2 foreign Q1 journals. Okay, just act as a reviewer. Go for a critical based and evaluate the manuscript for originality. Methodology check we need to go, of course. Theoretical contribution we need to check. Data analysis, discussions, limitations, practical implications, assign score out of 10, and provide major and minor revision comments. So these all are the prompts we can use in the stage 9 when for the reviewer response stage. Then ask, draft a professional author response addressing each reviewer comment in the tabular format. So that also you can use for the future reference of your paper. So these all are the evaluations of prompt engineering. The level 1 is tell me. The level 2 is explain. The level 3 is compare. And these all are the fundamental prompt we are using. From level 4 to level 6, it is a moderated prompt. We can use analyze, we can use critic, we can use the term evaluate. And from 6, it is a moderated. From 7 to 10, it is highly value prompt. So we can use act as an editor. Just check once again. When you're writing a paper, instead of asking this kind of basic prompt, just make your AI as a editor. Just give the role. It will do. It will assist you. It will be a co-pilot. Ask a question, ask the prompts like act as an editor, act as a reviewer, simulate peer review, produce publication ready output. Use this kind of terminologies, terms, prompts while asking AI searches for your research publications. So if we ask the anatomy of the high impact prompts like reliability, KMO, EFA, CFA, SEM, bootstrapping, mediations, moderations, all the results, all the statistical relevant tools, it is automatically will generate in your paper. We need not ask this kind of details. If the prompt is very good, all these tools automatically will take place in your research articles or in thesis. So, along with some justification proof, the AI will do. You don't want to prompt it. It's not feel like a fabrication. It does not feel like a AI generated. If the prompt is very good, automatically the output result will be higher. So example, role act as a Scopus Q1 associate editor. The role you can assign like that. When you're asking for the context, use the terms like AI adoption in MSME in South India. So which region you're focusing your study and which area you're doing, other MSME or any other areas you're focusing. Please, the context need to be very clear using the AI prompt. Then the task you have to define. Identify a very publishable research gaps. This kind of task we need to give for AI. Please don't simply ask generate, allow, give this kind, define. This kind of terminology need to be avoided. Give this kind of task prompt to a prompt engineering, especially when it's AI. When you style, please go for a APA 7. It is highly needed and highly acceptable APA format, 7 format in Scopus as well as Web of Science or any other quality parameter publications. So please use APA 7 style. And when you're building a constraint, use only studied from this particular year need to be there. So simply, especially when you already told you, when you're getting information regarding review of literature, you have to fix the timeline. from which area to which area, which timeline you're focusing the research. It is called consolidated. Consolidated publications might be 5 years. So fix minimum. I will recommend you to go for 5 years consolidated reviews. Constraint you can fix. So see, it is a screen just I'm sharing. When you are using plain SPS output, these are the manual thing. Plain SPS we can do. When you are having SPS output with AI, that is augmented interpretation, AI insight result will be also there. So just see the first screen. When you're doing the statistical part, you had the valid and missing figure. But when you're using AI augmented interpretation kind of softwares, it will give you the data set is complete with no missing values in gender. The sample size is 200. Is it adequate for reliability and correlation analysis? Otherwise, the AI itself tell you to boost. So now for this study, 200 is enough. So these all are the meanwhile support we can get. It's called co-pilot concept of a research prompt. So please come for that all variables. So here it is very blank. When you're using plain SPS output, when it is comes under SPS output with AI, the AI inside reliability, the AI will tell you Cronbach Shalby 0.874. It indicates very good internal consistency among the 24 items. This suggests that the items measure the same underlying construct reliability. The recommendation scale is reliable. So just we are doing the all variable calculations here. But when you're using AI, till recommendation, that is the final part. After recommendation, we'll give a conclusion of the study, right? Even though in a thesis paper, otherwise a research article, but when the calculation part itself, when we are infronting with the AI, it will tell you the result. Either the research the calculation part is in a good flow or in a bad flow, it will show you. So see the last one, correlation. Or AI said correlation, it will tell you AI correlation are positive and statistical significant. The level is 0.1 and stronger relationship between the variable. This indicates good convergent validity among the variables. So meanwhile, it is like a mastery or with a good AI prompt, with AI good devices. It is not only an assistant, it is a mentor. While we are using good prompt in AI, again I'm telling you, when the AI prompt is very good, when you're very good at AI tools, it will mentor you to support in your research works. So this is one more example, AI output and plain SPSS with AI. So these are the interaction dashboards we can have when you are incorporating SPSS with AI. So please try that once. At last, I'm game for the come for the conclusions. The future of the research begins with better prompts. The key takeaway of my today's session is AI does not replace the researcher; it amplifies the research capability. And the quality of your research outcome depends on the quality of your prompt. Prompt engineering is evolving into an essential research competency alongside literature review, research methodology, and statistical analysis. And when you're using AI across the entire research lifecycle, from idea generation to journal submission, but always apply critical thinking, domain expertise, and ethical judgment for your prompt AI prompt. When AI can accelerate research by reducing routine works, allowing researcher to focus on innovative theory building and impactful contribution. So these all are the mistakes commonly you and I are doing nowadays. Please avoid, because AI is, again I'm telling you, it is a gift. It is minimize our human effort. It is minimizing our time. It is not too much task to publish a paper nowadays. But these all are the prompt we need to avoid. Any other question answer sessions? So before that, I'll tell you, don't ask AI to write your paper. Please ask AI to help you think like a better researcher. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for such engaging and highly interactive session. The prompt engineering strategies have provided participants with valuable skills they can immediately apply in their research. We shall now open the floor for the question and answer session. So there are some questions in the chat box. Can we mention in the manuscript that we have done analysis using AI instead of reliable software like SPSS and Smart VLS?
Ma'am, come again.
whether we can mention in the manuscript with the data analysis is done using AI instead of smart PLS and
Yes, ma'am. Some international publication it is allows. It is permitted. But it will set you the limit, minimum 20%, 10%, that kind of things we need to mention.
And one more question. Can you suggest a sample prompt for data analysis using SPSS?
Yes, ma'am. For using AI, SPSS with AI, initially we need to do the SPSS thing. Then just the AI is add-ins. Along with the SPSS, you can add AI, any AI tools. It is highly recommended nowadays. You can even copylators is there. When you incorporated copylate with the AI, while you're creating the SPSS results, in the sidebar itself, it will tell you. So it is a mentoring support. It is a co-pilot of your study. You need not to ask any prompt while using SPSS with AI. It is predefined. Meanwhile, what are the informations, what are the results you're getting? In the side window itself, it will tell you, is it right? Or we need to increase the value, or it is false. Everything it will tell you. It is assist you.
So can you share stage 6 prompt once again, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Stage 6 prompt. I'll share you. Is it visible, ma'am? Yeah. Is it visible my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So please don't ask create questionnaire. Go for designing structured questionnaires using validating measurement scales from high impact journals, Likert scale statements we need to use, and original source we need to ask, indicate reliability values where is available, and recommend for democratic questions. This kind of prompt we can use, especially when you're making a questionnaire. Anything else, ma'am?
Once. What are the core differences in prompt engineering when we want an LLM to generate comprehensive review paper outline versus brainstorming an innovative experimental protocol?
And we can use critic. We can use critic, comparison. So these all are the terms I have mentioned in the presentation. So see, so possible explanations, you can ask for theoretical implications, manage. When you're writing for the discussions, LLM, even you can use this kind of prompt even for the LLM modeling. So please avoid write LLM or generate LLM. Instead of that, we need to give compare statement, contradictions, managerial implications. This kind of terms we can use.
Is there any free software for similarity and AI checking instead of Turnitin?
Ma'am, there are n number of free plagiarism checks are there. Even though you can do that with ChatGPT, primary ChatGPT you can do.
And there is one suggestion also, to get the most accurate academic output, it is better to use single long system prompt with the detailed constraints, or should we use multi-step conversational? It's a question.
Ma'am, actually
Conversational
prompt.
prompting approach.
Okay, ma'am, actually for prompt engineering is a technique. We don't want to go for a lengthy statement. Instead of that, that's what I told you. Before asking anything in AI, we need to be very clear and which pinpoint I need to ask. It need not to be very high. That's what the terms like, we know the Bloom's taxonomies, right? Critical, analysis. So this kind of terms we need to ask. So see, summary, description, old studies, no gap. These are the weak prompts. When you're using the same thing in summary, if time is there, shall I show you a demo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll just show you a demo. So see, I'm just asking in ChatGPT, generate and
It's not visible, ma'am.
Ma'am, your screen is not changing. Are you typing something?
yes, sir. Am I wanted to share?
Can you
Yes,
share
ma'am.
once again?
Yeah, one sec, sir. Sorry, it is not. It is not sharing actually. Some technical issue from my side, I think, sir.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I'll tell you. Just I'll explain you, ma'am. So instead of asking summary or generate this kind of terms, please go for you. Instead of using summary, you can use critical analysis. Instead of asking describe, you can compare your A result. So old studies, that kind of simple studies, please fix a time slot. It is a time strain. Your A prompt need to be very constructive. It's called machine language, right? So human language and machine language, there is a differences. Now we are connected with many language parts are here, many language peoples are here. But here the basic connection mode is English. So this is what AI prompt is a common language. It is not a bigger task. We need to be when you do or keep on do practice with AI, when you're doing prompt engineering in a better manner day to day, if you're using high positive and very efficient prompts, you can get excellent results.
One more question. How can
Yes.
researcher build custom personas or saved system instruction within LLM to continually match tone and rigorous formatting standards required by high impact peer reviewed journal?
We need to go for new generics. Don't stick it with the system based things. Please avoid that one. It is I won't recommend that kind of things.
Is there any other questions? If there are no further questions, thank you once again, ma'am, for
Thank you,
your
ma'am. Thank you so
valuable
much.
time and inspiring session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
As we come to close of today's technical session, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the esteemed resource persons for sharing their expertise and practical insights into AI-assisted research writing. Today's session have enriched our understanding of structuring high-quality manuscripts and writing effective abstract using AI, refining methodology and presenting data responsibly with LLM, and applying prompt engineering techniques to enhance research productivity. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants for active participation. My sincere thanks to organizers, technical support, and everyone working behind the scene for ensuring smooth conduct of today's session. We look forward continued participation in the forthcoming session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All participants are required to come again tomorrow, same time. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you too, sir.